The freedom in my life came from biking. You can't see it, but my bike is right next to me. When I wanted to see a friend, I would bike to their house. When I wanted to see my girlfriend, I would bike to her house. I would bike to school because it actually was faster for me, and exercise in the morning is great. Most people in the United States and North America think that your freedom comes when you get a driver's license. But I decided I wanted to be free before I even got my driver's license. And I developed this freedom by biking places. As someone that rode their bike all the time and still does, I naturally got into urban planning. Urban planning is a niche community about what makes a city good. It's usually walkable, safe, human-oriented, and it's easy to walk and bike there, and you don't need a car to survive there. Pretty much the opposite of every suburb in the world. I won't explain it as well as someone like City Nerd or Not Just Bikes will, but it all comes down to this. I didn't want a car anymore, and I didn't appreciate the car culture that America has. The average new car right now is $48,000, which is a huge financial burden and a ridiculous amount of money on top of obviously gas, oil changes, maintenance. Then there's drunk driving and car accidents that take the lives of thousands of innocent people every year. In 2022, 7,500 pedestrians were killed just trying to cross the street. Cars pollute, make us fat, take money from our income, and will likely take the lives of someone we know in the future. For what again? Anyway, I know us Americans love our freedom, so car culture probably isn't going anywhere unless you're in a city where it's becoming less car dependent. For the last year or so of my life, as I got into urban planning, I realized I didn't want a car at all anymore. It's so ingrained to us that having a nice car is what makes us an adult. Most commercials are car commercials which feature a nice, beautiful, open road with a nice, good-looking couple that will tell you that this is the life you could be living if you just buy a $50,000 SUV. But in reality, you and your partner's financial situation is pretty shit because of that money, and you get this, not a beautiful open road. So I decided that when I am a self-supporting adult, I don't want a car, and I probably want to live in a city like New York City or Chicago. But then, I started making YouTube videos. And yes, I'm going to talk about money again. All of a sudden, now that I was making my own money, I wanted a car, a nice small electric car that was only $35,000. I would be happy driving it and people would think I'm cool for driving it, and I was actually really set on getting it. I was even having a conversation with my mom. Because our relationship with money, status, and ego is pretty much fucked. And anyone that's bought something before, like I have, knows that it does feel really good when it comes in the mail, or you go to the mall and get it. But tell me that feeling doesn't fade. Tell me those new shoes you got don't feel all that amazing anymore after a month or so. Because materialism doesn't bring us happiness. I wanted that nice car because truly deep down I hoped that people would think, oh, Reece has a nice car. Like that. Or people would turn their head as I'm driving by and think, damn, wish I could be that successful. And that little movement represents love, acceptance, and worthiness. Things that we all crave on a very humanly deep level. We want to be liked by those around us. We want to be attractive to the opposite gender or the same gender if you're into that. And we're sold that getting that nice car is going to bring us that. But in reality, what we should be doing is learning how to be a good man or woman, and learning how to make those around us want to be around us because of who we are. Not because we have a freaking $35,000 car. Because we are caring, loving, and easy to talk to. Because we are leaders and we are on a good path, and naturally people want to come on this path with us. Not because we have a nice watch. We want nice shoes and a nice car because naturally we want to be validated by those around us. Because probably deep down we don't love ourselves. Or maybe you do love yourself and you just like shopping, which is fair enough, but I'm talking about me. And here's how I reached this realization. In my last video, I made a comment saying that if you want to go to a nice prestigious college, to analyze why you want to go there. Is it because you truly want a nice degree from there, or is it because of the validation it will bring you, or the pressure put on by parents and your peers to go to that school too? You thought that getting into that college is going to bring you something as in validation, something as in worthiness, something as in your parents being proud of you, and something as in maybe you finally will love yourself. Let's talk about materialistic desires. Do you have a dream car? Why do you want it? For me, it was love and validation, like I said earlier. For you, it might be the nice exhaust system or the V8 engine. But for most people, don't give a shit about that. We just want those around us to think, Reece is successful. After all, he has a nice car. We have to remember that propaganda is a real thing, that when we are young, our brains are like sponges, picking up information and copying the things that we see from the outside world. Of course, our brain is going to think that a car represents success. Of course, we're going to think that you need a nice watch if you want to be with a nice woman. And of course, our brain is going to think that, oh, unless you get this Victoria's Secret lipstick, no man's going to want to be with you. Why do you want the things that you want? Analyze that question. Come up with your true deep answer, because I could say I wanted that nice car, bro, because it would be fun to drive, but no, it's because I wanted love and validation from other people. And then let that shit go. Because our desires are probably externally motivated, the opposite of where we want to be, which is internally motivated, doing things for ourselves, not for other people. Let our amazing gym workout represent our success, not a car that we're in debt for. Let your piano practice represent your pride, not the shoes that you wear. And let your personality be what makes others love us, not the number that's in our bank account. Because we don't love ourselves. Of course, and again, the solution is there. Meditate, contemplate, repeat affirmations in your head like you're a madman, telling yourself that, no, I do not need anyone else. I am all that I need. You don't need a partner, and you should not have a partner until you learn to love yourself. Of course, having a partner is nice. I'm not saying, oh, we need to be alone on our journey, but we need to work on being internally motivated, not externally motivated. This video is going to be kind of all over the place, so I hope you're still getting some value out of it. We can't seek love from anything or anyone else. Love needs to come from within to be brought out in order for it to be brought back in. The car will feel good for a month, but of course that feeling fades. Another high that you're chasing of validation, like a rat addicted to cocaine, except the cocaine is validation, love from other humans, and a sense of worthiness for our own egos, our own brains. All the things that we crave so badly, so deeply, might appear as one thing, but deeper than that, they represent love, worthiness, and acceptance. Do you understand? So I just talked a lot and said a lot, and this video went from complaining about cars to contemplating human love and why we do the things that we do. So I want to leave you with something so you don't feel like I completely wasted your time. Analyze what it is and why you want it, and be honest with yourself. Is it externally motivated? And if it is, have the power to let that shit dissolve and become internally motivated. It's time to learn to love ourselves, to do things for ourselves. And that shit is not easy, and that shit does not happen overnight. So of course, it's time to begin now. Have a beautiful rest of your day.